So one of the interesting results about Noetherian rings, they have some special feature or property called primary decomposition. Okay. So we'll see in this session what is meant by primary decomposition and how they are true for Noetherian rings. Okay. So a definition, an ideal Q in a ring A is called primary if it is proper ideal, and whenever two elements product x, y is in Q, then either x is in Q or some power of y, that is y power n, is in Q for some n greater than 0. If you see this definition, at least you should recall immediately that it is similar to prime ideal. Remember, it is a primary ideal. What is prime ideal? It says that whenever xy is in Q, then either x should be in Q or y should be in Q. Okay. But this is more either x should be in Q, or if y is not there, it's fine. But at least some power of y, it should be in Q. Okay. So which implies which? Whether primary implies prime ideal or prime ideal implies primary ideal. Prime ideal is more stronger condition. If an ideal is prime ideal, then it is primary ideal, because there your n is 1. Okay. But not every primary ideal is a prime ideal. Okay. Because it may happen that some x is not in Q, but y cube may be in Q. Y may not be in Q, but y cube may be in Q. So not every primary ideal is prime ideal. Okay. So this is a new definition which we will come across, that an ideal is said to be primary ideal if whenever a product of two elements is in that ideal, then either an element should be there or at least power of that element should be there. Okay. Either x should be in Q or y power n should be in Q for some n. This x and y, of course, you can replace. That means either y is in Q or x power n is in Q for some n. Okay. Fine. And now a small exercise one can do is, suppose Q is a primary ideal, that means by satisfying the above condition, then we can prove that R of Q, you know R of Q, it is radical of that ideal. This R of Q will become the smallest prime ideal containing Q. So if whenever Q is a primary ideal, then prove that R of Q, which is radical of that ideal Q, is the smallest prime ideal containing Q. Okay. So what is meant by proving this? We have to prove two things. First, prove that R of Q is a prime ideal. That is very easy. One can do it. Suppose xy belongs to R of Q. You want to show that either x is in R of Q or y is in R of Q. Just apply the definition what is meant by saying xy is in R of Q. Okay. That means some power of xy whole power n belongs to Q. Then now use the fact that Q is primary. You will conclude that R of Q is prime ideal. Now you have to show that it is the smallest also. What is meant by saying it is smallest? The smallest in the sense, if Q is contained in Q prime, then we want to show that if Q prime is if this Q prime is a prime ideal, then we want to show that R of Q, okay, it should be contained in Q prime, right? Then we can claim that R of Q is the smallest prime ideal containing Q. So you try to prove this. That means take an element here, show that that element is here, right? Fine. Now the definition is this. Consider this R of Q, which is the smallest prime ideal containing Q if Q is primary ideal. Okay. Denote that by P. Then we say that this Q is P primary. So what is the meaning of saying that Q is P primary? This Q is a primary ideal and P is nothing but R of Q. Okay. So we use somewhere what is meant by this P primary and so. Now we come to what is meant by primary decomposition of an ideal. So a primary decomposition of an ideal A in any ring is nothing but is an expression of A as a finite intersection of primary ideals. So whenever you can write an ideal, any ideal A as finite intersection of primary ideals. So you have already here what is meant by a primary ideal. So any ideal can be written as finite intersection of primary ideals. Then we say that that ideal has a primary decomposition. Okay. If this definition is clear, what we will prove is that in general, primary decomposition need not exist for ideals in any general ring. But we prove that if your ring is a Noetherian ring, then this is true. That means for Noetherian ring, so for Noetherian rings, we can prove that primary decomposition exists for each and every ideal. Okay. So to do that, we require some other definitions, namely what is meant by an ideal is said to be irreducible ideal. Okay. So you might have heard irreducible element in your Galois theory or ring theory. Okay. So similarly, an ideal A is said to be irreducible if whenever that ideal is intersection of two ideals, then it should be one of them. Okay. So that means if A is B intersection C, then either A has to be B or A has to be C. Okay. So we say that an ideal is reducible if A is intersection of two ideals, but it is not equal to any one of them. Then we say it is reducible. Okay. So irreducible means A is intersection of two ideals implies it should be one of them. A should be equal to one of them. Okay. It cannot be strictly contained in both the ideals. So what we prove in a Noetherian ring A, every ideal is finite intersection of irreducible ideals. So first we are proving that in a Noetherian ring, every ideal can be written as finite intersection of irreducible ideals. And later we will prove that every irreducible ideal in a Noetherian ring is primary ideal. That proves the primary decomposition theorem. Okay. So as a first step, we will prove that every ideal is finite intersection of irreducible ideals. Okay. So start with, take any ideal. We want to prove that that ideal can be written as finite intersection of irreducible ideals. So assume that that is not true. That means there exists at least one ideal which cannot be written as finite intersection of irreducible ideals. Is that clear? Now consider this set sigma, which is collection of ideals for which this statement is false. That means what? I is here means I cannot be written as finite intersection of irreducible ideals. Okay. Now why this set is non-empty set? Because we have assumed that the result is false. So because our result is false means at least there exists one ideal who for that ideal we cannot have finite intersection of irreducible ideals. That means that ideal we cannot write as finite intersection of irreducible ideals. Okay. Therefore this collection is non-empty collection. So now we have a non-empty collection of ideals of a Noetherian ring. So therefore what you can claim is that this has a maximal element. So this set sigma has a maximal element, say denote that by A. Okay. So this A is an element here. Okay. So this A is an element here means what? For that A this is false. That means this A is actually reducible. Why this A is reducible? If at all this A is irreducible, then it is already intersection of one irreducible ideal. Okay, but which is not true. Therefore, A is reducible. Not only that, A cannot be written as finite intersection of irreducible ideals, because the way we have collected this set, whenever there is an element here, that means it is not finite intersection of irreducible ideals. So this A is reducible and A cannot be written as finite intersection of irreducible ideals. Now use the definition of reducible. What is meant by saying it is reducible? It can be written as intersection of two, but it is not equal to any one of these. A is not equal to B as well as A is not equal to C. That means A is strictly contained in B and A is strictly contained in C, right? But A is B intersection C, right? Now A is a maximal element of this set. What is meant by A is maximal? Whenever you have any ideal which is strictly bigger than this, then it cannot be this, it cannot be a member of this sigma. So B and C, because they contain A strictly, that means B and C are bigger than A, so therefore they are not members of this set sigma. So as A is maximal, B and C are not belongs to this sigma. Now what is meant by saying that B is not here? That means B doesn't satisfy this. That means B is can be written as finite intersection of irreducible ideals. Similarly, C is not here means C also can be written as finite intersection of irreducible ideals. So B is written as finite intersection of irreducible ideals. C is also written as finite intersection. So therefore A is also written as finite intersection of irreducible ideals. Okay. So B and C can be written as finite intersection, and so A also can be written as finite intersection. But that contradicts to this one. Okay. So this contradiction arises because we have assumed that our statement is false. So therefore every ideal is actually finite intersection of irreducible ideals in Noetherian ring. Okay. Fine. Now we'll prove the next result, which says that in a Noetherian ring, every irreducible ideal is primary. Okay. So I recall again what is meant by primary ideal. Whenever xy is in the ideal, then either x should be there or power of y should be there. Okay. So to prove this, first we will prove that if 0 is irreducible, then it is primary. We are not showing that 0 is always primary. What we are claiming is that if 0 is irreducible ideal, then it is primary ideal. Okay. First we will prove that, then we can easily prove that every irreducible ideal is primary. So assume that 0 is irreducible. So let 0 be irreducible ideal. What is meant by irreducible ideal? Whenever we can write that as intersection of two ideals, then it should be equal to one of them. Okay, that is given to us. Now we want to show that it is a primary ideal. So to show 0 is a primary ideal, take two elements whose product is here. That means let xy is equal to 0. Then we want to show either x is 0 or y power n is 0, or assume y is non-zero. That means y is not belongs to here. So what we have to prove now? Some power of x should belongs to here. That means some power of x. So x power n equal to 0. So we have assumed that xy is 0, but y is non-zero. So to prove that it is primary, we have to prove that x power n is equal to 0 for some n. Then we are done. Okay. Now consider the ideals, chain of ideals. Take this element x and consider the ideal annihilator of x square, annihilator of x cube, and so on. Okay. Then this is we can easily show that annihilator of x is contained in annihilator of x square. It is contained in annihilator of x cube, and so on. So we got an increasing sequence of ideals in a Noetherian ring. Okay. So because it is Noetherian, this increasing sequence should stop after some time. So there exists some n such that all are equal after that. That means annihilator of x power n is same as annihilator of x power n plus 1 and after that, right? Now, this we prove that x power n intersection y is 0. Okay, this x, that means we are trying to show that this 0 can be written as intersection of these two ideals. Okay, so we are trying to show that 0 is written as intersection of those two ideals. Then we will use the definition that it is primary. So one of them should be equal to 0, but y is non-zero. So we get that x power n is 0. So that is the idea. So we prove that x power n intersection y is actually a 0 ideal. Okay. So start with any element a in that. We will prove that a is 0, right? So if a is in x power n and a is in y also, that means a can be written as some b times x power n, and a also can be written as a into a is equal to c into y. Okay, so this a has two expressions, b into x power n and c into y. Okay, now if you multiply x to this, ax is same as, because a is this, so you multiply x to this, what we will get is ax is equal to cyx or xy, but we know already xy is 0 from this. Okay, so therefore what we get is ax is 0. So if ax is 0, you multiply a to this, x to this, then what you will get here is left hand side ax, right hand side is bx power n plus 1. So what we get is a is equal to bx power n implies ax is equal to bx power n plus 1, but by this one what we get is this is 0. Okay, so we are getting that bx power n plus 1 is 0. So what is meant by saying bx power n plus 1 is 0? B times x power n plus 1 is 0 means b belongs to annihilator of x power n plus 1. So b belongs to annihilator of x power n plus 1, but annihilator of x power n plus 1 is same as annihilator of x power n. So b also belongs to annihilator of x power n. That means b times x power n is 0. So if b times x power n is 0, which is same as a, so therefore a is equal to 0. So we have started an element in this ideal and we shown that it has to be 0. That shows that this x power n intersection y, it is nothing but 0 ideal. Now use the fact that 0 is a primary ideal. So by definition of a primary ideal, if you can write that as intersection of two ideals, then it should be equal to one of them, right? So as 0 is irreducible and 0 is intersection of these two, we get that either x power n is 0 or y power is 0. But our assumption is y is not equal to 0. So x power n is 0, right? So we have proved that x power n is 0. That shows that 0 is a primary ideal. Why 0 is a primary ideal? We started with xy which belongs to 0. That means it is 0, but y is non-zero. Then we prove that x power n is 0. So whenever product is there and if other element is not there, we prove that some power of that element, other element is there. That shows that 0 is primary ideal. Okay, so we have proved that if 0 is irreducible, then it is primary. We have not proved that 0 is primary always. Okay, now we prove this actual result. What it says is that every irreducible ideal is primary. So how we will prove this? Let I, a non-zero ideal, be irreducible in A, because if it is already 0 is irreducible, we prove that it is primary. So now take an ideal non-zero and irreducible. We'll prove that this is primary. The idea is simple. If you take a non-zero ideal, where it will become 0? If you go to quotient 1, right? So consider, then this I will become 0 in this quotient ring A modulo I. So in A modulo I, obviously I will be 0, right? So B is equal to A modulo I, which is irreducible, is given to us. Okay, so we have a 0 ideal which is irreducible. So therefore, by what we have proved here, if 0 is irreducible, then 0 is primary. So therefore, this 0 is primary in A modulo I, because A modulo I is also Noetherian. Why? A is Noetherian, therefore that modulo I is also Noetherian. So as A is Noetherian, B is Noetherian. So we are in a Noetherian ring where that ideal is irreducible ideal. So therefore it is primary. So what we proved is that I, which is 0 in B, is primary. So therefore I in A is primary, because if xy is in I, then xy is nothing but 0 in B, then apply the fact that it is primary. So therefore either x is 0 or y power n is 0. That means either x belongs to I or y power n belongs to I. That is the explanation here I have written. Xy is in 0, but 0 is primary, means either x is 0 or y power n is 0. So therefore either x is in y or y power n is in I, which is in A. Okay. Therefore that shows that I is a primary ideal. So what we have proved is that every irreducible ideal in a Noetherian ring is primary. Okay. Now so if you recall two results, we have actually proved the primary decomposition in Noetherian rings. So what this statement is that in a Noetherian ring A, every ideal has a primary decomposition. What is meant by having ideal primary decomposition? That ideal, if it can be written as finite intersection of primary ideals, then we say it has a primary decomposition. Okay. So in a Noetherian ring, we are going to prove that every ideal has a primary decomposition. Okay. This is nothing but mixing the proofs of previous two lemmas. What we have proved? We have proved that every ideal is a finite intersection of irreducible ideals. Right? Then the second one also we proved that every irreducible ideal is primary. So if you combine these two, what we can conclude is that every ideal is a finite intersection of irreducible ideals, but every irreducible ideal is primary. So therefore every ideal is a finite intersection of primary ideals. Okay. That means every ideal in a Noetherian ring has primary decomposition. Right? Is that clear?